Jesus says, "Do not fear any man," but I certainly fear every time I have to read the gospel in Spanish. I'm sure you do as well. This is great line. No teman a los hombres. Don't fear any man. He says, do not fear the one who can destroy the flesh. Instead, fear the one who can destroy both the flesh and the soul in Gehenna. There's an irrefutable fact that the mortality rate in the United States and in Mexico and in everywhere in the world is 100%. We're all going to die. How we die, why we die, is how and why we spend eternity in heaven or hell. Did we fight for what is true, good, beautiful in this world, no matter who opposed us? Or did we let the opposition of evil men dissuade us from doing what is right? This is perhaps the only difference between those who are in heaven and those who are in hell. People who gave up everything that they needed to give up, everything that the Lord asked them to give up so that they could follow Him and Him alone. And they would walk through fire, they would walk through water, they would walk over mountains and into caves, they would be crucified, they would be beheaded, they would be racked, they would be crushed, they would be drowned. And they did not care. Because they knew to whom they were going to stand, or before whom they were going to stand. They knew that when they died, they had to see Jesus, and they wanted to see Jesus as a friend and not an enemy. And so they were willing to give up everything in this life, including comfort and safety. They were willing to suffer and be uncomfortable, to deny themselves big things and little things, even life itself, to love the Lord their God above all else, and in many cases to love their neighbor as themselves. The witness of one who is not afraid, the witness, which is what the word martyr in English means, right? The witness of one who is not afraid of any man can make every man quake. The witness of anyone who is not afraid of anyone can make everyone afraid. In the Roman canon, in the Eucharistic prayer, there's a long list of names. One in particular always strikes me, Lucy. Right. How do we say Lucy in Spanish? Is it just Lucy? Lucia. Lucia. In the Roman canon, the name Lucia, almost can't say her name without crying. Her witness is so powerful. She was a little girl like these here. And she was supposed to be wed to an evil pagan man. And she says, I belong to Jesus. And so they took little Lucy into the arena to kill her because she would not deny Jesus. What's striking about Lucy's martyrology, the story of Lucy, is not that she died for Jesus. Lots of people die for Jesus, and thanks be to God for that. Lucy made her executioner tremble. A big man, big sword, big axe, big muscles, maybe had the black hood on, who knows. He goes in to kill Lucy, and he sees her, and he starts to shake. Because all the men who went into that arena for crimes that they had committed, because they were thieves, because they were murderers, because they were rapists, went into that arena to die, they were afraid of him. And he loved that fear. It made him feel strong. And he comes in to see little Lucy. She is not afraid. She doesn't care. Strike me down. Little girl, 8, 10, 12 years old. That's fine. And he was so afraid he couldn't do it. She had to reassure him. She had to say to him, Lucy said to the executioner, my friend, it's okay. Do what you have to do. I'm going to see Jesus. That's insane. That's so powerful. To think of the simplicity of Lucy, who loves nothing more than Jesus. She would not give up her Catholic faith for anyone, for any reason. No matter how big and powerful the people who came to her were and said, Lucy, you must marry Jerkface over there. She says, no, that's fine. I don't need to. I don't need to do that. I don't need to do that because Jesus didn't tell me to do it and he told me not to. Guys, there's no power in this world that can make you do the wrong thing. Because there is always an option to not do evil. And you say, but Father, if I don't, something bad might happen. Okay. Did you do the bad thing? No, somebody else did. Then you did right. But Father, they might kill me. That's okay. Are you killing someone? No, they're killing me. That's okay. There are kind of three categories of this experience that we have in life. The first is the most obvious one, right? Somebody comes to you and says, you have to worship Santa Muerte. And you say, no. And they say, if you don't, I'm going to kill you and your whole family. I'm going to cut off your head and put you on a bridge. And you say, go ahead. I'm not worshiping that pagan. I'm not doing bruja for you. I won't. And they kill you, or they torture you, or they kill your brother, or they kill your sister. You had a choice to do evil, and you chose to do what is right. That's what Lucy did. That's what all the martyrs of the church have done, and that's what everyone in heaven, in one way or another, has done. To deny themselves, to stay faithful to Jesus. That one's the most obvious. It's perhaps the scariest. The idea that somebody's going to come and do really, really bad harm to you because you're a Christian, that's scary. And it's getting more real these days. Right? I mean, I don't know how much you as parents or grandparents know, but your kids know this. They get called bad names at school if they say that homosexuality is bad. They get called bad names at school if they say that boys can't become girls and girls can't become boys. Isn't that insane? They're suffering for that. And they need to be encouraged. They need to be encouraged to stand up and always do the right thing, whether they get called bad names, whether they get beat up, whether you suffer for it, whether they suffer for it, and you see them suffering, you must not give in. The heart of a parent seeing their child suffer will do almost anything. I beg you, do not do evil to save your children pain. There's a big revenge culture in a lot of your home cultures. They did evil to me, I'm going to get them back. Don't do that. We're all going to be dead soon, and the Lord will sort it out. Don't worry about it. Let it go. Until now, retribution will be the Lord's, and it will be beautiful to behold. But don't you do evil. Don't take it into your own hands to do evil, hoping that good may come of it. Good never comes out of evil. Ever, 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 ever. The Lord Jesus is the only one who can bring good out of evil. There's another way, though, that we suffer, or that we can betray Jesus. There's another way that we fear other humans and might cause us to do evil. And we see it very clearly sometimes in our family. We want an easy life. We want everything to be happy in our family. Dads, have you given up on telling your daughter not to dress like she's working the corner? Because it's such a pain in the butt. It's constant. You've got to constantly tell her, no, daughter, you cannot go out dressed like that. And in order to have an easy life, you say, okay, fine, whatever, do what you want. No. Don't give up. Don't give up on them. Don't give up on what's right. Don't give up on Jesus, because it's just burdensome to constantly tell your daughter to be careful, to dress modestly so that she doesn't attract the wrong kind of attention, to protect her virtue. And you say, well, she doesn't even care about it. Well, she doesn't know. She's dumb. She doesn't know what's good for her. That's why you're a parent. She's not yet. Though she might be sooner than you'd like if you're not careful. Dads, do you give up on your sons? I know he sneaks out at night, but he gets angry and disruptive. Moms, here, this is a big one for you too, because the boys get bigger than you, don't they? Man, we need to give you some tasers, and you can just electrocute the crap out of them, huh? Sit down. Be quiet. But how many times are you quiet, moms? How many times are you quiet when your son does wrong, and your heart breaks because you see him hurting himself, doing the wrong thing, but you don't say anything anymore because you've just been beaten down? It's too hard. You're tired. Please don't give up on doing what is right. It's the same idea, right? Somebody's not coming into your house with a sword threatening to kill you, but inside you're tired. You want it to be easy. You want everything to be smooth. You want everything to be nice. You want everything to be clean. And life is messy. Spouses, you have the same thing, right? And this is where we get into the third way. It has nothing to do with another person. It's a decision I make for myself. How many of you gentlemen work hard? I'm going to imagine, and ladies too. I mean, I'm not excluding you on purpose, but there's a reason I asked the gentlemen, right? When you get home from a hard day's work, and maybe it's a real hard day's work. Maybe it's been July in Georgia, and you've been on an asphalt roof all day. Or you've been on the side of a house painting. Or you've been pushing a lawnmower. Or you've been in a chicken farm nasty hut all day. Or you've been doing any of these difficult, laborious jobs. Let's say you get home, and man, the only thing you want is a cold cerveza. Whew, that's all I want. And then it's 3, and then 6, and 8, and 10, and 12. But life is so hard, you say. It was so hot today. I worked so hard today. I need to relax. Well, that might be true. Life can be hard. You probably do need to relax. But you have a choice to do it the right way or to do it the wrong way. The wrong way is oftentimes easier, but it never ends up well, does it? Never ends good. The better way to relax, maybe you play a game with your family. Oh, but then I have to talk to them. I don't like talking to them. Learn to like it. They love you. They need you. They need you there. That's the good way to relax, and that's the way that leads you and your whole family to heaven, right? Moms, same thing. I want people to think well of me. I want them to think I'm powerful. I want them to think that I'm influential, so I gossip. Chisme, 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 chisme. It feels good. It feels good. People are impressed at all the things I know. But it's not good for you. You're giving up something beautiful and amazing. You're giving up a friendship with Jesus to do something in the moment, in the world, because you're afraid of the bad feeling of feeling excluded or feeling useless. You're afraid people won't think highly of you, and so you're afraid of that discomfort. You're fearing yourself. And so you do something wrong, something evil, to give yourself a temporary boost at the expense of eternity. We're afraid of things in this world, and so we're willing at the moment to give up heaven. But remember what Jesus says. Do not fear anyone in this world, even yourself, because you have to suffer. Because I'll tell you the one to be afraid of. You don't want to make enemies of the one who can not only destroy the flesh, but can destroy the spirit in Gehenna. He would rather be your friend. He would rather be your lover. He would rather be your husband. He would rather be your spouse. He would rather be your friend and companion than your enemy. But if you make him your enemy he will be. And so, guys, we have a choice. Almost every moment of every day, we have a choice. A choice to forego pleasures in this world. A choice to be willing to accept suffering so that we can inherit heaven. We have a choice to say no to what is evil and wrong, even though people hurt us, even though people call us names, even though people abandon us. Because we know that by doing this, Jesus will never abandon us. We have a choice almost every moment of every day to do what little Lucy did. To say, bring it. I'm not afraid of you. You can hurt me. You can kill me. But I am more powerful than you will ever be. Because I know Jesus and I choose him above everything else. Y'all, don't give up.